Wanya warigo rigo do, wawero we me kwaro. Wanya warigo rigo do, wawero we me kwaro, we kwaro. Aije, ini yomo chinga aije. Nyapa maro regi arego do, anyati rego arego do. We pu ma ya por yo quiero.
Hello, I'm by the names of Sharon Hajok. What I would talk about the indigenous ways of farming. Those days, my mum used to teach and tell me millet was like our staple food. So I want to thank you people for bringing in this awareness. Maybe some of us now know how to come about indigenous food and seeds in this developing world. Thanks to audacious teachings they have brought to this community, because most young ladies nowadays do not know what our elders used to grow and eat. But now they've taught us and we have the knowledge.
My mother is a small-scale food grower. Yeah? So a part of my growing up on a homestead like this, okay? In the morning when you're having tea, sometimes it would be with sweet potatoes, other times it would be with yam. According to the Bureau of Statistics, women, first of all, comprise the biggest percentage. I think we're about 55%. When it comes to growing food, it's mostly the women who go to these small gardens. So when they're talking about the malakwang and the dodo and the nakati, so that is my story. So we are going to use food as the entry into the work that we are going to do, because that is our primary goal of preserving and promoting indigenous foods and local foods of Uganda. So we are not here as the experts. Actually, you are the experts, okay? And we are going to converse with each other and draw out a lot of knowledge, the food stories of our past. And we are going to do this in a group. I want you to talk about the foods you used to eat when you were young, how these foods were grown, and help us understand how was the system of growing the food that we used to eat. The people of Acholi, what foods did they used to grow? How did they grow this food?
The foods that we grow are sorghum, sweet potatoes, yams, pigeon peas, green peas, marantas, pigweed, green gram, field peas, okra, eggplants, tomatoes, beans, yams, sim stew. Lots of foods that I can't mention all. Those days the Acholi people grew and ate foods like local yams, millet, local cucumber, this local cucumber locally called as obokokwe by the Acholi people. Its seeds are fried and used for pasting food. This is how the local cucumber looks like. It's cracked open, then its seeds are put under sunlight for it to dry. Fried, and then pasted with food. I found out that I alone can't manage planting. I would call a group of people we get our seeds and plant. If the day of weeding approaches, if I found out that I alone am unable to weed alone again, I call a group of members, or I tell the community member he or she mobilizes people to help out. Millet was grinded using grinding stones, not machines. Industrial cooking oil was never used for cooking. We always used shea butter oil, sim oil, and ground nuts oil. The seeds that we planted and grew back then, like pigeon peas, sorghum, sim. And the way we would come about together to divide our seeds was that if someone had no seeds for planting, and I had, they come to me and would ask and say, "My sister, I don't have this." So I would scope an amount, then give to them. Same happens still if it's for cooking and not planting. Nowadays, if you are to look at the seeds that are being brought into the market, they are spread with some chemicals. So I request my community, if we would come together, Let's go back and grow indigenous seeds. Because if you go to the markets, some of these seeds and foods are difficult to find or even not there anymore.
Audacious Africa, flourishing and healthy Ugandan communities, buttressed by diverse, healthy, indigenous foods and seeds.